Good morning, dear family. There are mornings when you wake up, and before your feet even touch the ground, you already feel the weight of the mountain in front of you. That mountain can take many shapes: a diagnosis, a debt, a silence that has lasted too long. You pray, you speak, but nothing seems to move. And in those moments, it's easy to wonder, does faith still work? Yet here you are, breathing, listening, and that means God hasn't finished writing your story. Every sunrise is proof that His mercy outlasts the night. Every heartbeat is a quiet reminder that He still trusts you with another chance to believe. As it is written in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verses 23 and 24, "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." That's not wishful thinking. That's divine authority. The same God who spoke creation into existence now calls you to speak with that same faith, because mountains don't move through panic. They move through belief. Before we continue, I'd love to know where you're joining from, your country and your city. It's beautiful to see how faith gathers us from every corner of the world. One voice, one heart. So wherever you are right now, in your car, your kitchen, or on your morning walk, let's meet in spirit. Let's bring that mountain before God, not with fear, but with confidence. Because when He said, "It will be done," He meant it. Now, take a deep breath, quiet your thoughts, and join me in this moment of prayer. Some mornings, faith feels like a whisper against the roar of the mountain. You tell yourself to believe, but your heart trembles under the weight of what you can't control. You pray, and the silence answers back. You try to stand, and the ground feels softer than it should. But hear me, faith is not about never shaking. It's about choosing to stand even when you do. Because the measure of your faith is not in its size, but in its direction. Even a trembling heart, when turned toward God, can move what fear built to stay. Jesus said, and He meant it, that if you speak to the mountain and truly believe it will move, it will obey. That's not poetry, that's power. He never said you would move it. He said your faith in Him would. So maybe the mountain hasn't shifted yet. Maybe the report still hurts, the door still feels closed, and you're wondering if your voice even reaches heaven anymore. But faith doesn't need volume, it needs focus. The moment you look beyond what you see, you begin to see beyond what you fear. Put your hand over your heart for a moment. Feel that rhythm? That's not weakness. That's God reminding you He's still with you. Now whisper, softly but sure, "Lord, help my unbelief," because that whisper moves farther than you think. He hears it, He treasures it, and He builds mountains out of faith smaller than a seed. So don't despise the size of your faith today. If it's honest, it's enough. If it's offered, it's heard. And if it's in His name, it's already working. The truth is, most of what God does, you'll never see happening in real time. Mountains may not move when you command them, but heaven starts shifting long before your eyes can prove it. Faith is not magic, it's movement. And sometimes that movement begins underground. While you're waiting, God is already working. He's rerouting what needs to break, healing what needs to grow, and preparing the soil for what He promised to rise. As it is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. That means faith is not blind. It's focused on a reality deeper than sight. It looks through the fog and says, "I still trust you, Lord." It hears the echo of a closed door and says, "You're still opening something in me." Picture this for a moment. You're standing at the base of that mountain you've been praying about. The wind is cold, the sky is silent. But beneath your feet, Something unseen is shifting. The same God who carved the oceans is moving through the foundations of your circumstance. He's not late. He's aligning. Take a breath right there. Let it be your quiet act of trust. Inhale His peace. Exhale your timeline. Because the unseen hand of God never stops working just because you can't feel the vibration. Faith isn't pretending you're fine. It's standing still long enough for God to finish what He started. And when He does, the mountain won't just move. It will become the very ground you'll stand on to testify. Faith doesn't beg. It declares. It doesn't negotiate with fear. It speaks with the authority of the one who sent it. That's the kind of faith Jesus described when He said in Mark, chapter 11, verses 23 and 24, that whoever speaks to the mountain and believes without doubting will see it cast into the sea. When you speak by faith, you're not shouting into the void. You're echoing heaven's decree, because the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead now speaks through you. The words may leave your mouth, but the power that carries them comes from Him. Say it now, quietly, but with confidence. Move, in Jesus' name, not because you're strong enough, but because the one inside you already conquered what stands against you. Sometimes faith sounds ridiculous to reason. It tells you to talk to something that can't talk back. But that's what obedience looks like, trusting God enough to sound foolish before you look victorious. So keep declaring life where others see endings. Keep blessing what hasn't yet bloomed. Keep believing that heaven still hears. Faith doesn't always look like a shout. Sometimes it's a steady whisper that refuses to die. And every time you speak with belief, the mountain loses a little more ground. There's a moment in every believer's life when you've prayed, you've spoken, you've believed, and still the mountain stands. You start to wonder if you misheard God, if maybe faith works for everyone but you. But faith was never meant to be a switch that turns God on and off. It's the anchor that holds while He moves unseen. He's not ignoring your prayer. He's strengthening your roots. Mountains move from the bottom first. They crumble beneath before they shift above. And that's what He's doing right now, breaking what you can't see so the surface can finally let go. Take another breath right where you are. Let your shoulders drop. Let that be your act of trust. You don't have to see change to know God is at work. Sometimes His silence isn't absence, it's precision. He's rearranging what would have broken you if it moved too soon. Faith doesn't demand instant results. It demands endurance that refuses to walk away. So if you're standing in that waiting room, don't rush out of it. Something holy is being built there, a strength that won't shatter when the answer comes. Faith is not about escaping the mountain. It's about becoming unshakable while it still stands. And when the time comes, you'll see it move, not because you forced it, but because you trusted long enough for heaven to finish. One day, you'll look back and realize the mountain that terrified you became the place where your faith learned to breathe. It didn't destroy you. It defined you. It trained your heart to hear God in the quiet and to see Him where the impossible once stood. The victory won't be in the mountain's absence, but in your endurance through it. You'll stand taller not because the obstacle disappeared, but because your faith grew stronger than fear. When God moves, He never just changes the scenery, He changes the soul that walks through it. That's why the miracle isn't only that the mountain moved, it's that you did too. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you hid, became the soil for a deeper faith. And now, you can speak hope over others because you've seen God's hand in your own struggle. So lift your eyes today. Don't stare at what still feels heavy. Look toward what's already shifting. Because faith doesn't wait to celebrate until everything's fixed. It rejoices now, knowing that the unseen hand of God has already begun the work. You're not just a believer. You're a witness. You've seen mountains fall, and they'll fall again. Hold that truth close today. Your faith is moving more than you can see. Faith isn't loud. It's steady. It's the quiet confidence that keeps you breathing when logic says to give up. And after everything you've faced, after every unanswered prayer, every waiting season, every mountain that refused to move, you're still here. That's not small. That's faith alive. You may not see it, but heaven sees you. God has watched every moment you chose trust over panic, every tear you turned into prayer, every time you stood in the storm and whispered, "I still believe." And that kind of faith moves more than mountains. It moves the heart of God Himself. So as this prayer closes, don't rush away. Let the words linger. Let His peace settle into the places where fear once lived. Because faith doesn't end when we say Amen. It keeps walking, keeps believing, keeps expecting good things from a faithful God. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments. Faith moves mountains. Type it not as repetition, but as declaration. Your way of saying, I still believe, even here. And while you're there, share your prayer request so we may lift it together. Someone may read your words today and find the courage they lost last night. That's how faith multiplies, not by perfection, but by people standing together in belief. Remember this, the mountain was never the point. The lesson was never about the obstacle. It was always about the relationship. God doesn't just move what's in front of you. He moves within you. So walk today with that quiet fire in your heart. You don't have to prove your faith. Just live it. Because what He promised, He will do. Peace be with you today and always.